Salute, salute, salute. DOE at the control room, man. Also known as Dread Archie Jr. That is my real name. Let's not get it twisted. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the channel, man. It's the control room, man. The control room is the platform. So let's have some healthy conversation for a change. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a great mood. You know what I mean? I just came home from the plantation now. So what I'm gonna do now is pour me a little glass of wine and you know, because we have to have what we call healthy conversations. And I bug out a little bit when I do stuff like that, man. So don't take nothing literal. We have too many literal people out here. Everything's literal and overanalyzing and all that. We gotta loosen up a little bit, man. You know what I mean? So I want to say salute, blessings, man. You know. And let's get into it.
Rock.
Okay, so I'm here with, introduce yourself.
I'm Coke LaRock. I'm the first MC of hip hop.
Did you know any Jamaican B-boys or Jamaican?
No.
What about Puerto Ricans? Did you know any Puerto Ricans?
I knew like a handful.
A handful.
I know a handful.
That was breakdancing. Was there any Puerto Ricans breakdancing at that time?
We'll put it to you straight up. There wasn't no Puerto Ricans
Wasn't no Puerto Rican. Wow.
until the parties.
You only knew one Puerto Rican B-boy at the time.
Johnny Cool.
That was one Puerto Rican. So Puerto Rican culture that had nothing to do with starting hip hop?
Nah,
Right.
not at all. No part of any Spanish culture started hip hop. So don't just say Puerto Ricans. Any Spanish culture had nothing to do with the creation of hip hop.
Nowadays, we got some pretty well-known rappers speaking publicly about their opinions about hip-hop started from Jamaican culture and Puerto Ricans was 50-50 in the creation of hip-hop. Do you agree with that?
No.
Okay.
Hip hop, to me, the birth of it was an all black day.
We'll put it to you straight up. There wasn't no Puerto Ricans
Wasn't no Puerto Rican.
until the parties. Y'all want to know the truth? No. Spanish Brothers was not breakdancing in the 70s.
Yeah. DOE at the control room, man. So let's get straight to it, man. Let's talk about this. So, you know, so the question is concerning Latinos, you know what I'm saying, as far as hip hop is concerned. And as you saw the footage, you know what I'm saying, Coke LaRock and others was making their claims. Let me make this very clear. And I guess I could speak for me. I can't speak for the whole culture. As a kid growing up, shit, I was born in 1970, December 4th, 1970, right? And I know growing up, and my pops used to take me out to Southside Queens growing up, and I remember going to the park jams. My father was a part of that, you know what I'm saying? My father actually was down with the Manhattans before they blew up, and then another group formed, which is another story. So music is already in the blood. You feel me? Feel what I'm saying? So rest in peace to my pops. But anyway, that's another conversation. But he used to take me to some of the park jams. They used to have parties in the backyard, hip hop, and I used to see a little kid. He used to get on the mic, keep on to the break of dawn. And then you have the DJ, which was Masters of Ceremony, the MCs, and they would do blends. It was a lot of things going on, man, that I was like as a kid watching, doing sound effects and stuff like that. And they had the Masters of Ceremony, you know what I'm saying? You know, these were titles that we call artists at that time. You know what I'm saying? DJs was blending. It was cool. You know what I mean? Hip hop wasn't really designed to make money off of. Us as black folks, African Americans, whatever you like to label us, we didn't do hip hop for money. It was never about money. It was always something that, you know, if you look at today, people walk around with pants with holes in them. That's a fashion today. Back in the days, people walked around with holes in their pants because they were poor. That was poverty. These are things that we need. This is healthy conversation. These are things that people need to know. So people were walking around with holes in their pants. Back then, they weren't called jeans. They were called dungarees. You know what I'm saying? And we did anything in our power to survive. Anything that was small, we made it big. We made it stretch. We made it work. It was called survival. But we wasn't stressed over it because that's who we are as people. We're creative by nature. That's just who we are as nature. Me as a kid, I was like 5 years old. I used to take a glass of water, or put water in the glass, I should say, and take a spoon and tap into it so I could hear a certain sound from it. Banging on pots and pans. I took a nickel and scratched it on top of the stove to hear that scratching sound. No one taught me that. That was just natural. I was the only kid for 5 to 6 years, so I was very creative. I made things work for me with the Evel Knievel game. So I had the Evel Knievel motorcycle. You know, I was just creating sounds. That's hip hop, right? What we call hip hop. But we were just being creative people. So hip hop wasn't designed to make money. So a lot of artists during that time that was getting signed, you know what I'm saying, and they didn't know nothing about the business. Not a lot of them didn't. Some did, but a lot of them didn't. They was just happy to hear their voice on the radio, but it wasn't about the money. We just went out to survive and have fun and party. We're going back in the 70s where people used to leave their doors open. You pay like maybe 50 cents or a nickel or a dollar just to walk into a party. You didn't even know each other. People just walked in and had a good time. The vibes was different. Black folks was happy. I'm a kid from Ravenswood Projects, man. Queensbridge is the second home. Let's not get it twisted. So I know, especially in Ravenswood and Queensbridge, for the most part, we had black, Latino, Chinese, Indians, Jamaicans, all living in one projects. Everybody was like living like that. It wasn't like just an African American thing where black folks was in the projects. It was blacks, Latinos, Chinese. What I'm getting at is this. I was a little kid. My father used to play the Sugar Hill Gang, and I remember him and his brothers, my uncles, were arguing in the car. Not arguing like it was an issue, but they was talking about how the Sugar Hill Gang will probably get sued for sampling. I forgot the name of that group that made Good Times or whatever. The point that I'm making is this: it wasn't about the money. People did what they had to do to have fun, but everything you see around you, black folks created pretty much everything. We built this country. So, as far as hip hop is concerned, the craft has always been here, but it wasn't called hip hop. Now we're going to get into what we call hip hop today. Yes, black folks are the creators of it. We created this country. We built this country. Not created, but we built this country. Latinos have a big part of hip hop, but black folks are the ones that created it. So it's a touchy subject because people that don't understand history would take it the wrong way, because the way maybe this could be the way we're conveying our words, but salute to Lord Jamal, because Lord Jamal got me talking about it, because I see him on Instagram and he's stating his claim. The point that I'm making is, man, I grew up with nothing but with Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, the whole nine, Jamaicans. We grew up with pretty much every nationality to think of, and it was never an issue. You know, I heard Lord Jamal saying at times that they weren't allowed to go inside a Puerto Rican's house, and I'm 53. I don't think me and him is too far in age, so I know I never had that issue. Like, I never had an issue going inside my homie's apartment to meet his parents. I used to sit down with my man, my boy Henry and Richie, Puerto Ricans. We used to sit. They used to invite me over to their house, and I would sit down and eat dinner. Food was so good. By the time I got home, my father said, "You ain't hungry?" I was like, "Nah." He said, "Where you been?" I was like, I'm just playing. But listen, point that I'm making is, I don't know about all the racism that was entailed with it. It's racism in every culture. But when it comes to this craft, Latinos have a big part in it, but black folks did create it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making a suggestion, in my opinion, that I don't think we should keep touching the subject, because it's it's gonna get a little nasty with the wordplay. You know what I'm saying? As far as, don't take it the wrong way. You know, I will. You know what? To sum it up, I will say Latinos definitely are not guests in hip hop. We love you. You are brothers. So I can only speak from DOA's perspective. You feel what I'm saying? Now let me make this clear. I may not be well known in hip hop. I may not be well known like that. But you must. I was about to curse. You best believe I'm extremely instrumental in hip hop. I've done a lot of things in hip hop. I'm one of the 5 fathers of this beatboxing, whether you believe it or not. I battled so many damn people back in the day. I battled like 30, 32 people in the street. Super Lover C, Craig G, you name it. Yeah, I battled those dudes. Those are my people. So that's one thing in hip hop that we do. They feel like if you're not known, who is this guy? Who? I never heard of him. You don't have to know of me. Who cares? Because like I said, hip hop wasn't about the money. And when we started getting paper, people started getting a little cocky and getting full of themselves. Know your worth, but you know, you can't be bougie in hip hop. Let me make that clear. So I'm speaking from DOA's perspective, and I want to make it clear that yes, they used to jam in the park. Yes, I remember Dynamic Rockers. Salute to the homie Flip. There was always Latinos involved. I don't know when they got involved. I can't pinpoint the exact day and time and what year, but they were down with us. They was down. Of course they was down, because they were. I will say, Lil Jamar is definitely correct on our generation was the ones with the Spanish. We became brotherhood. I don't know about the generation before us. I don't know too much of their history as far as racism. I don't know, but I know I never really had an issue at all with Latinos. Like I said, I was born in 1970, December 4th, so it's always been cool. Did we snap on each other? Was there little egos involved? Of course there was. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as hip hop history, as far as I know, it's always been a black thing. But I don't think that's important now. Only the history is important. But the reason I say it's not that important, because we don't own the motherfucker no more. We don't own it. Because we, you know, the thing is us about people, about us being who we are. We always inviting people to our home. We always embracing. And then we get shit taken away from us. And I don't mean to laugh at the shit, but I'm not going to stress this. But yes, you know what I'm saying? We don't own the shit no more. Because it wasn't never about the money. And the people, it's always the founders and pioneers, they never reap the benefits. They always come up short. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get into this list later. Forbes made up a list about the greatest 50 MCs. That shit was trash. We're going to talk about that later. But I want to say salute to Lord Jamar. Never met him. I am a fan of Brand Nubian. I had a pleasure of meeting Grand Poobah the year before last out in Brooklyn. You know, but that's all I got to say, man. Hip hop was created by black folks. And of course, I would say Jamaicans have a big part of that too. Definitely have a big part of that. How can we not acknowledge the fact that Jamaicans don't have a big part of that? Are you crazy? Come on. That's ridiculous not to even think of that. But hip hop is definitely a black thing. And Latinos, you're like cousins. That's how I look at it. You're not guests. You're definitely not guests. I can't tell you when they got involved. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing I got to say at the end of this blog here, I love my Latino people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no beef, it ain't no conflict. I think that we need to dead this conversation because it doesn't make any sense on when they got involved in it. I think that is a sensitive subject only because black folks, we got so many things taken away from us. It's like, can we have something that's ours? Everything's been taken away from us. You know what I'm saying? This is not even a pity party. It's just facts. Like, hip hop is definitely our music, but Latinos are definitely a part of that. You know what I'm saying? But it was created by African Americans. So, but it did enhance as time went on. So, but that's all I got to say, man. Salute to my homie Davey Dex, man. You know what I'm saying? He was on AV8 Records, Strictly Rhythm Records. That's my best friend. That's my homie. He actually showed Law Professor from Main Source how to work the SP1200. So I got a lot to talk about in some of these blogs that's coming up. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share the channel. I'm gonna get back to my wine and unwind and relax. God bless y'all and salute. It's DOA.